Hello there, Mr. Pack. Okay, let's have a look. On the one hand, there is ample evidence, good phrase, that investing in building new houses and roads through tearing heritage buildings down definitely helps cities to develop much quicker. That doesn't make any sense, I'm sorry, but there's ample evidence that investing, the problem is through, okay? Um, so here, this part has to be related, okay? So tearing it down isn't really related to investing, okay? So if we said something like ample evidence that investing in new houses and roads through modern investment vehicles such as privatized funds definitely helps cities to develop much quicker, yeah? Um, so yeah, just review this, okay? On the one hand, there is ample evidence that investing in building new houses and roads definitely helps cities to develop much quicker, okay? Just delete that part, actually. Central reason behind this is twofold. The central reasons behind this is twofold, probably sounds better. Firstly, major cities usually need more new accommodation due to the fast-growing population. Secondly, new roads are connecting labourers and industries, or are connecting labour and industry near cities, and their, because it's plural, impact is considerable, and their impact is considerable to develop the economy of the cities. Fantastic. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that almost 70% of cities achieved increases in GDP by almost or by up to 5% after the cities developed transportation systems and provided more houses. Okay, so consistency developed, provided. It must not be forgotten that although cities had to sacrifice some historical buildings, the lands now are used more efficiently. Right. Okay, so I kind of grasped now what you were talking about here. Here you've interpreted it as though they're going to smash these old buildings down and develop roads and new houses, which isn't really the case. They're talking about spending money on restoring old buildings, old heritage buildings, or spending money on new houses and new roads. Okay? So be careful there. Um, it sounds like unless you meant they had to sacrifice some of the buildings by not caring or not spending money on them. But either way, it's not. But then you said the lands are used more efficiently. So it does seem that you've wanted to destroy these old buildings. So can you see the confusion? This is why we need to be a little bit more clear. Okay, so here we could just delete that part. Okay, although, and then here we say, although cities had to sacrifice funding for some historical buildings, the city is now considerably more productive, okay? Because that corresponds then with the increase in GDP. So just be careful here, all right? Although there is a case for new houses, roads, and public transportation systems, comma, just delete that, yeah. The cultural role of heritage buildings cannot be overstated. Good. This is largely because buildings with history attract people who like to enjoy learning about or who like to enjoy learning local history and beautiful scenery. That's fine, actually. For example, an extensive study of Oxford University showed that well-maintained old buildings actually boost cities' tourism industry. Okay, by or of here, big difference. An extensive study by Oxford University showed that well-maintained old buildings actually boost cities' tourism, the city's tourism industry to contribute to contribute to their economy. Moreover, heritage buildings tell us layers of information about our lives and those of our ancestors. Good sentence. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt, good, that old buildings have a tremendous impact on the prosperity of cities. Very, very good. Good vocabulary. Very well tied together. Perhaps we could have put 2 arguments in there and then developed the second argument. Just saying, if you wanted to extend your essays, that would have been a good area to work on. From the arguments examples given, I firmly believe that although modern buildings and new roads provide a foothold to boost the economy, historical buildings are extremely valuable. How much valuable we can't say. Are extremely valuable. They help cities to raise more income and create more jobs. Good. It is predicted that the role of historical buildings will increasingly grow in importance. Grammatically perfect at the end there. Fantastic work. So let's have a look at your introduction. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world, good, have been debating whether major cities should restore old buildings or construct new houses or transport systems. Okay, such as highways and railways. This essay will discuss both sides using examples from the UK government, good, and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Genius introduction, grammatically perfect. Well done. Super, super, super. Well done. I'm very impressed. Okay, we got a little bit mixed up here. Okay, but I gave you... so just be careful. I think if we can get crystal clear what our argument is, what our position is, and our claims are, then it's going to be much easier to communicate that, okay? So just be careful there. Great vocabulary, and well done for using the phrases and the structure. We're on the right path. Let's have a look at number 1, task 1. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing, remember your indentation. Likewise for these, there's a small space here before we start each new paragraph, especially for writing. It should be about here. I'm writing to apologize that I failed to attend the final exam and have not yet provided any reason. Since the final exam day, I was feeling seriously unwell because of the epidemic flu. Because of the fever, be careful of the repetition of the structures. Due to this fever, it's kind of clear you had it because you just said it here. Due to the fever I had, or due to the fever, I was not able to wake up from my bed as well. Okay, I was not able to wake up from my bed. Neither, because we've got one negative then the next, neither could I go to see a doctor. Fortunately, I felt a little bit better today, so I went to see a doctor to receive prescription for my medicine, for my illness, and an attached note. No. For a prescription for my illness. Full stop. New topic now, new sentence. I have attached a note which can explain why I could not attend the exam. But that's the purpose of this note. That's what you're doing. Okay, so we don't need to attach the note, but you could attach a prescription or a doctor's note to prove. Okay, once again, I apologize for any inconvenience caused. Once again, I apologize for any inconvenience caused because I missed the exam and did not inform you about my situation. Although I did not explain earlier, I would like to take a deferred exam. So I can see it's not so this part needs, so I went to see a doctor to receive a prescription for my illness. Full stop. I have attached a doctor's note to explain. No, because the purpose of this message, as I said, is to explain. So the doctor's note is going to prove your circumstances. Okay, I've attached the doctor's note as evidence to prove my circumstances. Once again, I apologize for any inconvenience I caused, and that's enough because we've already kind of said all of this in the earlier sentence. And this we don't need either because it's not necessary. Full stop, new paragraph. I would like to take a deferred exam, or we just put it actually with this one. To compensate for my absence, I would like to take a deferred exam. Here's the information. Here's the information to identify myself. My full name is da 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 da. The case number is da 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 da. Thank you for your time to consider my situation, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Kind regards, faithfully, Sunghoon. Okay, good work there, but remember your paragraphing, remember repetition, okay, or redundancy. We don't want to keep repeating the same points. So what I would do is have a look at some model task 1 answers, general task 1 answers, and yeah, you'll get a better idea, because it would be such a shame to lose points here, because this is the easier part of the test. Okay, so you know what to do now. Implement all the corrections that you've heard. Send me the corrected versions. Send me a list of all the mistakes made. Write 2 new essays. Check those essays for mistakes that you've made in these essays and your past essays, and then send it all together in one email. Okay, you're doing great. Let's carry on improving.